As we get closer to the move-in date, we've taken on different tasks that all push us toward the same ultimate goal. Lauren is excited about the move and has been working hard to help us get all of the trim and baseboard painted, as well as painting all the interior doors. But now that she's finished with that task, she's working on something that's a little more personal for her. She's building her rabbit cabinet. This is where she's going to keep the litter box for Marcel and Paloma. Marcel has been her companion for 3 years, and along the way, an acquaintance saw Paloma on the side of Interstate I-81. She'd been abandoned and was malnourished.
All right, where are we gonna move this thing so it doesn't get destroyed when we start cutting fiber cement?
Well, where are you gonna put the fiber cement?
We'll back the truck up right here and we'll cut it right next to the job. It's gonna blow all over this thing. It's gonna blow everything.
Okay. So you can move down that way. Is that okay, Lauren? Yeah.
When Lauren had to move back home, she showed up with a suitcase of clothes and these 2 rabbits. We keep them behind closed doors, physically separated from Apollo. But aside from some sniffing at the door when they first moved in, he has basically ignored them. This all required a fair bit of vigilance on our part, but now that we're moving in, we have more space to make this arrangement work out better. The irony of having a rabbit hunting dog and 2 rabbits living in the same house is not wasted on me. But with everything else that was going on at the time, I was not going to tell her that she had to give up her pets as well, especially when I knew that eventually there'd be a comfortable way for us to make this work.
While Lauren is out there working on that piece of furniture, Jafana is making me a hot lunch. First time cooking on the stove.
And I did not bring a spatula.
Here you go. Try to use this. It's only got a little bit of paint on it. You can try to flip it with that. It'll be alright.
No.
It's not gonna hurt nothing.
No, we
Just
are
flip
not.
it.
No, we are not. Just gonna use our fingers.
It's available if you need it.
Look at this gas stove. It's so nice. That is really nice.
So in the process of this house, as we were building everything, for the original budget, we were going to do a pro stove, big, expensive. Well, it was only gonna be 30 inches because we're limited on how much space we've got. But we were gonna do a pro style stove, one of the bigger brands. We went back and forth on a few different ones, settled in on one we liked, but in the process of this house being built, it's taken us several years because we're doing it ourselves, the cost of materials went up astronomically. During pandemic, the cost of wood went up between 400 and 800% depending upon what you were getting, and the cost of steel went up 400%. Well, we had X amount of dollars budgeted for this build. Well, that blew X right out of the water. We ended up spending everything we had and had to start getting creative on where we could pull money from, and eventually we had to go to the bank and borrow some money. Weren't real keen on that, but it had to be done. I had thought early on that I was probably going to have to borrow a little bit at the very end, and this happened a lot sooner than I thought. The last time I went in to the place we were going to buy the big stove, they had taken it off their showroom floor, and what they told us was that they were having difficulty getting service for it. And we figured if they're going to have trouble getting service for this thing, so much so that they're going to pull their display off the floor, maybe that's not a great idea for us to buy that. And since we were going to make that step, we reevaluated what we were doing and decided to go with something from one of the big box stores that was about 1/3 of the cost, keeps us well into budget, stretches out the other dollars we still had available to help get this place finished.
One of the most beautiful things about working together to build this house is that it has afforded us the opportunity to have conversations that people don't usually have anymore. we spend so much time on our phones that we don't actually talk.
Then what happened?
I quickly explained that I thought it was somebody impersonating them.
We talk about current events, we talk about our jobs and our children, our plans for the future on this farm, and we tell each other stories of our lives. We were both in our 40s when we met, so even after 8 years of marriage, there's still a lot that we don't know about each other. And every time that something we're doing reminds us of something from our lives in the past, and we haven't told each other that yet, it's like a little shared treat that we wouldn't have otherwise.
Feel like old times?
This last little section of the house has been waiting for siding for almost 2 years. We worked on getting the siding up to protect the house, and then we had to move our interior doors outside so that we could get the drywall put up. It's hard to keep up with how long all of this has taken.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me get those. I forgot about those. But it's taking it down to rough wood, which I think it'll absorb now.
Yeah, and it won't look, I think it'll take off all the orange that was there.
Hold on, don't start painting this thing.
I'm just
Cover
doing
your
the
shot.
edge, babe.
Alright.
I'm not doing the whole thing. I'm gonna paint it when it's up there. When we don't have to worry about rain. We gotta get it up there first. And I can paint myself. I don't need you.
Good. You don't need no man.
I don't need you.
There are as many fables and stories about man's great journeys as there are about the places that they went.
Always on my mind and way out of my league. You were born to be on display, and I'm hard to read.
While I cherish the experience that we've had putting this house together, I can't wait to get moved in. I don't think we're going to be hurting for something to do for a very long time.
And now you're here, sunlight on the ripples. Somehow you noticed me.
The rain is jumping back and forth on us. You can see the mountain over there. It is raining over there. It is not. So hopefully it'll pass quickly. The forecast is spotty over the next couple hours. I'm just gonna jump something else real quick.
It's all about things that we share.
Getting pulled off one task isn't really a problem as long as we quickly transition to something else that's essential to getting the inspection done.
Where is she?
Okay, good to go.
Watch your step.
Whatever you decide to do, I will keep sending new ripples to you.
That final list that we put together is getting smaller every day, even though we keep adding a thing or two to it.
Lauren's down here working on a piece of furniture. Now, we've been doing lots of different things that involved finishing the furniture. I finished the countertops. We have a wooden countertop in the bathroom, and I'm constantly lecturing safety issues when we're using these products, especially if they've got anything that is known to be combustible. You cannot take the rags and throw them in a pile or throw them in the trash. They will catch on fire. Now, they went along with what I said, but I know they did not believe me. The product that Lauren was putting on that chest that she didn't like, she's sanding it off now, is called Rubio. It's commonly used in floors. The rag that she was using got tossed in the trash. I just now walked in the house, and I walked back out immediately because the house smelled, it's a funny smell, like a wood product smell or smoke or something. And I asked Joanna, hey, did you just do something with some wood? She walked me outside out front. Maybe she was hoping I wouldn't notice. To show me that somebody had tossed that rag that had that Rubio in the trash. And this is that rag. So apparently she walked in the house as the trash was catching on fire and took this outside. It was still warm. I picked it up. If you think that that is somebody being an old hen or being a safety Sally when they say don't take rags that have varnish or linseed oil, that's a big one, that sort of thing, and toss them into the trash, this could have been the rest of our house. The fun never stops.
Wish that I could stay. Wish for this moment to never go away.
So I got 3 little pieces of siding left on this house.
Though I know that there is no
One right there above the door, I'm about to get it. Probably not gonna mess with the one up here in the corner because I need to fill this hole in so the ladder is stable. And I got one small one in the front.
and you can't put up a fight in the misty light. See how you roam while you roam in the streets all alone. And all you can see, thinking about what your life came to be. You're a beautiful sight in the summer night, and you can't put up a fight in the misty light.